I'm good at writing poems, so that's fine. Okay, so here's a not-so-short story about the fulfilment of a dream. I need to put this.
I'll just say it's amazing what he'll do for even more time to himself. It's unbelievable.
Cheers. Everyone hear me? Is that all right? Here's a not-so-short story about the fulfilment of a dream, when three brothers and their dad realised they make a pretty sweet team. 3 years of pestering from our dad meant we know how he feels, so finally we gave in, and that was the birth of the Neales. 4 weekends of practice, then to the Hippodrome we did arrive. Our first ever performance. Would we crumble or would we thrive? We showed up very nervous, stepping into the unknown. Dad's limitations in front of camera were so very clearly shown. Better let Phil do the talking, is what we all said. Despite being the youngest, from the front he led. You can tell who wrote this. 14 hours waiting backstage. We were then told our time was near. Undoubted excitement spread through us, but mostly nervousness and fear. A last-minute run during the toilet, Dan's lip a quivering wreck, before being whisked to the side of stage for a chat with the lovely Anton Deck. But not before some filming, in the typical style of the show, of us looking into the distance, and a good dramatic slow-mo. But then we walked on stage and were met by wolf whistles and squeals. Our audition was off to a good start. They liked the look of the Neales. David, Alicia, Amanda and Simon were who we had to impress, but truth be told, I was a little distracted by Alicia's low-cut dress. After some banter with the judges and a birthday shout-out to our Nan, he hadn't been given a speaking part, but he couldn't help himself. Could you, Dan? But the chat was done, it was time to sing. It felt like being a boxer stepping into the ring. We didn't know what to expect as we turned and faced the mic, and the music starts playing and you feel the adrenaline begin to spike. But you feel it approaching, the all-important first note. A quick look to the side at each other and a clearing of the throat. If one of us messes up, the whole audition could go horribly wrong. Please, 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 let's just get through this one song. Don't make them buzz us or have Simon raise his hand. We're just a father and his 3 sons, we're not even a real band. But the note's about to drop as we all take one final sip of air. And then we absolutely nailed it. I think to say that is fair. And at the end... Oh yeah, okay. And at the end of the song, the auditorium ovated. But they didn't bloody press it, but the golden buzzer was debated. And for well over a minute, the audience stood clapping, together united. The 4 of us, arms in arms, soaked it all in, ineffably delighted. Emotional for us all, given what we just achieved, something that 5 minutes before we could never have believed. Too much for our dad, as he failed to fight back the tears. It's fine to have a cry, Dad. There's a moment you've been wanting for 10 years. That night, a lot of drinks were had in a night of celebration, and so began 4 months of waiting to be televised to the nation. But until it's shown, you're sworn to secrecy so as not to ruin the surprise, when in reality what we want to do is share your tale of BGT audition highs. But the wait had been well worth it, and when we were televised in May, watching with our family and friends, reminding us of a truly fantastic day. Twitter was full of praise of what we had done, and plenty of heartwarming stuff, interspersed with proposals, propositions, and requests to see us in the buff. I think some of you are responsible for that as well. We love it. TV shows and photo shoots was the life we were now leading. The reaction we were getting was certainly expectation exceeding. But whilst we knew we were in the semi-finals, the secret keeping had to prolong. Secret rehearsals in London and attempting to find the perfect song. So hundreds of selfies later, not from Dad, he's rubbish, the week of the live shows had started. Our bags were packed, performance ready. To the Holiday Inn Wembley we departed. Live singing to 12 million people, how we do was a mystery. But our semi-final performance is now down in television history. From our family videos, a selection of memories we curated to bring the whole performance together with arrangement and lyrics all related. It struck a nerve with the judges, Amanda and Alicia wiping tears from their eye. But what the world will always remember is the Neales made Simon Cowell cry. A TV first and one we think is pretty awesome. Not just to entertain, but to move the judging foursome. When we made our way off stage, he ran off hiding, did our Dan. And when James saw his brother's teary eyes, even his waterworks began. Since then, we've realised the impact of our performance had on the nation, evoking hope, love and tears as people recognised our own family's dedication. And that was reflected in the voting. We're humbled and delighted to say the public wanted our dream to continue. We're through to the live finals day. It's nearly over, don't worry. And then starts a whirlwind, the most surreal 2 days we could ever share. 15 interviews the next morning and then back to the studio to prepare. Us, the producers and music team, had been excited for months since our first session. The powerful final song we've been working on was a testament to our progression. A track to die for, strong vocals, a solo each, and a perfect meaning. Months of hoping we'd sing the song in the final had left us all beaming. But then we were sent a message via the Psycho Music boss, a request to change our final song from a man you'd rather not cross. Mr. Cowell himself had asked us to repeat Father and Son we'd done the day before, but that didn't feel the right thing for us. We wanted to show the public more. When you're on his show and he advises you about music, it's usually best to adhere. But what was being asked of us that day before the final went against something we hold dear. We'd done what was right and been true to ourselves since the very first day we did apply. We knew he was doing what was right for the show and his acts, and we absolutely loved the guy. But we're faced with a decision and the judgment we made together, fully knowing the show didn't want us to, and we'd have to face some stormy weather. But that we did, it made us stronger. We showed a bond that will never break. And it's that bond who makes us who we are, and it's something we will never shake. And in the final, we did ourselves proud, knowing the journey on which we'd come. The highest placed band in a competition of 40,000, not bad for 4 amateurs from Brum. The fulfilment of a dream is what we said this poem was about, but it's certainly not the end of the journey, of that we're in no doubt. Tonight marks the start of a new chapter as we make our gigging debut. We're honoured to have you all with us on this journey, and for that, we say thank you.